There's a certain kind of connection that goes deeper than any compliment. The kind that doesn't just make you smile, it makes you feel something you don't even have a name for. It's not charm, it's emotional intelligence disguised as attraction. The kind that lingers long after the conversation is over, echoing in the mind like a memory you didn't expect to care about. Most people think flirting is performance, wit, smooth lines, rehearsed confidence. But the moment you try to impress, you lose the power you never had to chase in the first place. Because real attraction doesn't come from cleverness, it comes from emotional resonance. From the invisible shift in the air when she suddenly feels understood, seen, safe, engaged, without you ever forcing a thing. She doesn't fall for your jokes or your compliments. She falls for the way she feels about herself when she's with you. The people who draw others in effortlessly aren't the loudest, funniest, or most charismatic. They just show up differently. They're present. Fully. They listen with their eyes. They don't rush to fill every silence. They let the moment breathe. Their attention feels intentional, not scattered. When they lock in, everything else fades. And suddenly, she feels like the only person in the room. You can't fake that kind of presence. It isn't performance, it's awareness. It's curiosity. It's not needing her validation to feel whole. When your confidence stands on its own, flirting stops being strategy. It becomes conversation. Unhurried, warm, alive. That's when things shift. That's when she starts thinking about you hours later without understanding why. That's when connection turns into emotional memory. People crave depth more than they admit, not the dramatic, overshared kind, just the feeling of being emotionally seen. When you understand the emotion beneath her words, you unlock a part of her no one else touches. You don't force vulnerability. You invite it. And once she realizes she can be herself with you, without judgment, without pressure, something new begins. Chemistry isn't something you find. It's something you create. Through rhythm, through emotional texture, through the dance between lightness and depth. One moment you're playful, teasing, effortless. The next, you drift into something real. A thought, a memory, a quiet truth. And before it gets too heavy, you let the moment float again. That flow keeps her engaged. That unpredictability keeps her leaning in. That authenticity keeps her trusting you. And trust is where attraction lives. When she opens up, you don't respond with surface reactions. You mirror her depth. Not to impress her, just to let her know she's not alone in what she feels. Emotional validation is chemistry's silent heartbeat. It's what makes her feel understood. And being understood is addictive. Sometimes the most intimate moment isn't a deep conversation at all. It's shared silence. The kind where she doesn't feel the need to entertain you, where she can just exist, where presence itself feels like connection. That's when she realizes she's safe with you. And when you finally speak, your words matter. Not because they're poetic, but because they're honest. You don't talk in facts. You talk in feelings. You don't list experiences. You bring her into them. You turn moments from your life into something alive, something she can feel. That's emotional storytelling, and it builds bridges without you even trying. Attraction isn't linear. It's rhythmic, a pulse, a wave. You guide her through curiosity, comfort, laughter, depth, silence, tension, creating an emotional journey she didn't expect but doesn't want to leave. You're not trying to convince her you're interesting. You're showing up in a way that makes her feel more alive. People forget words, but they don't forget how you made them feel. That's why presence matters more than performance. That's why attention is more seductive than charm. That's why emotional connection makes you unforgettable. And here's the part most people never understand. Attraction grows in the space between moments. When you're with her, you're fully there, but you're not always available. You give her room to miss you, to replay your conversations, to feel the shift you created. That anticipation becomes part of the connection. Space becomes tension, and tension becomes attraction. You don't create desire by staying, you create it by returning. But the true difference between emotional connection and manipulation is intention. You're not doing this to control her emotions. You're doing it because you care, because being emotionally present is who you are. You're not chasing approval. You're cultivating experience. Emotional flirting isn't about being impressive. It's about being real. It's about making moments feel alive. It's about letting her guard down without asking her to. It's about being the kind of person people want to open up to without understanding why. Eventually, she'll feel it, the shift, the moment she realizes you're not like everyone else. Conversation feels different with you. Time changes pace. Her mind wanders back to you even when you're gone. That's emotional impact. That's presence over performance. That's the difference between attraction and connection. Because emotional flirting doesn't just draw someone in, it transforms the experience of being with you. And once someone feels that, they don't forget it.